Welcome back to Zhurong Gaming Channel. This is a channel specializing in instructions on how to build characters, playing styles as well as instructions on all types of games. If you are a Vietnamese, please visit the link in the description to go to the 100% Vietnamese Zhurong Gaming VN channel made by myself. Thanks for your support. In today's video, I want to introduce a simple build that does not require many complicated technique. Just press the button to use the martial arts skill and wait until the boss dies. This build focuses on using the DPS martial arts skill, great damage over time, meaning it deals damage continuously over a period of time, and the longer it lasts, the greater the amount of damage caused. In this build, the main skill I use is Turning Cloud. To increase the damage of this skill, I combine it with Grace of Zhurong, one of the new grace sets introduced in the DLC2 Conqueror of Jiangdong. In this build, I use 6 pieces of Grace of Zhurong or 5 pieces of Grace of Zhurong combined with a set bonus requirement mitigation piece. This choice completely depends on the amount of equipment you own as well as the type of weapon you are using. To understand Grace of Zhurong more deeply, the first to 4th effects are not worth paying much attention to because they are unremarkable. Zhurong's 5th effect is Zhurong Celestial Fire. This effect creates an amount of flame damage corresponding to the amount of elemental damage you apply to the weapon. At the same time, it activates the burn negative effect on the enemy. Simply example, if you deal 100 water damage by using a water spell imbue on a weapon, you deal an additional 100 fire damage from the Zhurong Celestial Fire effect. Even if you use fire elemental to apply to the weapon, this effect still works the same. To take advantage of Grace of Zhurong, we should use martial arts with high DPS. In this video, I use the Turning Cloud martial art. The weapon I chose is serious for the main reason that it has the main scale of water and lightning. As said before, Zhurong Celestial Fire creates a burn effect on enemies. This effect causes the monster to take additional damage from water spells and also take additional damage to spirit. This means that when you use Turning Cloud, the initial water damage will not be large, but when the burn effect activates on the enemy, the water damage will increase and the fire damage will also increase. However, the critical weakness of Zhurong Celestial Fire comes from the fact that if you face a boss with elemental resistance of the same virtue you are using, the amount of fire damage caused will also be very low. In this video, I mainly use water spell on weapons, and when encountering a boss with high water resistance like Taishi Ci, the damage caused is very little. To solve this problem, you just need to equip 2 identical weapons. In this video, I use the second weapon, also serious. The main difference comes from the fact that I use the lightning wood virtue applied to the weapon to cause lightning damage. When encountering a water resistant boss, you can switch to using a second weapon to overcome this weakness. To activate the effect of the Zhurong Celestial Fire, you need to apply an element to the weapon. In Wolong, there are 3 basic ways to do this. The first is, use the ice weapon spell. Second is, embed ice enchant effect on the weapon. Third is, embed the ice enchant upon fall to strike effect. Personally, I choose to use ice enchant, because it is simpler and easier to use. You don't need to worry about choosing time when to cast spells ice weapon. Now is the showcase part of the build to help you visualize the strengths of the build as well as how it operates. You can skip this part and not watch it, but don't miss the instructions on raising stats, embedment, and choosing to use Divine Beast, later in the video.
I'm grateful for the opportunity to fight. Onward! Your raw strength stands no match against my superior tactics! Did I leave an opening? You're of the Swen clan. I will prevail upon you with all my might! I'm being overpowered! I must strike back! You're strong. I'll give you that much. Do you know of a true dragon? It is said that a dragon destined for the heavens first hides itself far from sight. Perhaps a frontal attack is not the way here. I wasn't expecting that.
Next is the guide to increasing stat points. First, we must prioritize raising the earth stat. It is important to raise the stat to ensure your weight is below 30% and reach agility A. If you carry a weight from 30% to 70%, you will be increased 25% spirit when using martial art. Proportion more than 70% weight will increase spirit up to 50%. However, please note that the earth stat should not over 40 points. If you only have heavy equipment, you can accept proportion from 30% to 70%. Next is the water stat. Because this build is mainly water virtue, you need to raise it to a maximum of 175 to both increase the weapon's attack and increase the amount of water magic damage caused when applying the water element on weapons. Wood stat. Raising this stat not only increases weapon attack but also helps us become more tanky. This is also a backup plan when confronting bosses with high water resistance. This stat will increase the wood magic damage caused when applying lightning element to the second weapon. Fire stat. Increases attack for weapons and also reduces the amount of spirit consumed when using the martial art turning cloud skill, helping to maintain this skill longer. The last stat is the metal stat. You can raise 30 points. This is the soft cap to take advantage of the spirit consumed when using magic skills. However, you can also not increase the stat if you want. And next is the embedment. Main weapon, focus on water magic damage, so prioritize 2 lines of premium effects, ice attack power and ice enchant. And what is important must be repeated many times. The activation key of this build is applying the element to the weapon, so the ice enchant effect is very important and must have. Spirit vulnerability upon martial art, effect that reduces the boss's maximum spirit, every time you use martial art. Second weapon, as mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a backup weapon in case you confront a boss with high water resistance. In the second weapon, I will prioritize 2 lines of premium effects, lightning attack power and lightning enchant. Element imbued weapon damage increases damage to HP when weapons are applied to any element. Ice attack power helps increase water magic damage caused when you use water element on weapons. Lightning attack power helps increase wood magic damage caused when you use lightning element on weapons. This effect is especially important when encountering bosses with high water resistance. For helmets, we should choose the debuff damage amplification when using spells on monsters. For armor, we should choose the extend spirit disruption duration effect to extend the duration when the boss is winded. For arms, we should choose the power gain effect when successful deflect red skills. For accessories, we should focus on ice attack power or attack power and martial art damage effects. Depending on your accessories ownership conditions, you can choose. Divine Beasts, you can choose from the following types. First, Divine Beast Pixie with the effect of increasing element imbued weapon damage. Second, Divine Beast Tankshi with the effect of increasing spirit damage when monsters are affected by negative effects and some magic damage. Third, ZZ increases damage when using martial art and reduces spirit consumption when using martial art. Next is the selection of wizardry to use. In this, Devouring Flame and Water God Blink are often used to connect combos. Amplify damage increases the damage dealt by about 20% to 30%, however, at the same time, you also have to receive a corresponding amount of damage when hit by monsters. In addition, when confronting bosses that are resistant to water or bosses that use AoE water spells, you can use the ground type spell Deathly Bog. Note that to use this spell, you must raise at least 15 earth points to activate it. The video ends here. I am Zhurong Gaming. If you find this video useful and interesting, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel to support me and help me be motivated to create better videos. Wishing you all soon complete the Wolong game. See you in the next video.